All righty then. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you for coming in. I'm in my dark space, so that's it. But as I said, hi Jaconda, hi J-Lo, and thank you for reminding people to thumbs up, like, share if you feel like it, subscribe. Uh, if you feel that I bring you any kind of value or make you laugh, or you just feel moved to do so, um, do so. I put up the fair use doctrine because we're going to be using some. I'm going to share my screen with some uh, stuff from other YouTube channels, um, and I'm piggybacking off of what Adrian had done earlier. If you have a chance, go to Red Lentil Healing. Well, it was a check-in just to see how everybody is doing because I know that it's tough. Um, it's tough not to be stressed out, especially with this voting season. All the text messages you receive from the DCC. Um, I want to say at the top that this is for entertainment purposes only, and to say that my opinions are my opinions and not necessarily of those who come into the chat. But do go and Adrian's video was great. She gave us a sound bath, but she also had at the end of her short video, she put up the telephone numbers of agencies and sites. If you're having a difficult time, because it is tough, it's tough not to not be stressed, and you're not alone. So how y'all doing? I know I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, up down, up down. And I don't know if I addressed it before, but I said I was starting over. I'm beginning again as I'm going to be relocating. And so, when you're younger, and you have to start over or begin again, it's not necessarily difficult because y'all fly and full of fire, and that's what you do. When you get a little bit more mature, a little bit more responsible, I guess, and you kind of feel a bit nervous about having to begin again. But hey, life is lifing, and sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to not be afraid to start over. That we have to at this time just be fearless in everything. And if you're stressed out about all the news because we have information overload, take some time away from social media. Take some time away from watching the news because we all know that it's going to be full of stories involving criminal defendant Fulton County inmate P01135809 uh, and his shenanigans and the shenanigans of his cult. Um, and it's not necessary, and you just get to the point, you just get sick of hearing about it. And you wish they would go sit their asses down somewhere. However, that is what's happening right now, and we are in the midst of what has been termed, a fight for democracy. How we've enjoyed uh, our freedoms, and we want to continue to have those freedoms. We don't want, the founding fathers left where they were because they weren't interested in kings or dictators. And that is not what is going to happen here. Now, I know it's tough sometimes when you're not feeling good or when you're stressed or even frightened, because there are people who are frightened about everything. They're concerned about criminal defendant Fulton County inmate number P01135809 actually being voted in again, but he will not if we are confirming that we're registered to vote and we're voting for the Dems. Help somebody else who isn't registered to vote. If somebody's hesitant and talking about they don't know, give them all the good things that have happened under this administration. Educate them, talk to them. Don't fuss with them, because people get their backs all up when they feel like you're trying to tell them something. Just remind them of the good things that have been done in this administration, and that uh, you know, President Biden walked into a mess, and we are still in the thick of a fucking mess. And you're not alone. So please do go over to Adrian's channel, Red Lentil Healing. It is short and it is effective. And I'm going to do my best to come more often, once a week, just to check in on everybody, to update you on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling, and to, as best I can, to encourage you to think about what you desire to happen and not think about uh, the negatives of what you don't want to happen, because for everything you don't want to happen, there's something that you do want to happen. So we are rallying behind Biden and his administration. For anybody coming over here that is a part of the cult of criminal defendant, and yeah, I'm going to keep calling him that, criminal defendant Fulton County inmate 01135809. I'm not down with him on any level. And I don't want to hear from you, that part. I'm not interested in hearing from you or what you have to say, because we are being subjected to abject ignorance, just plain old ignorance. And there are people within the Congress that should never have been voted in. Hold on for a moment. We witness it every day. Just ignorant motherfuckers, So what we have to do is put on our big girl panties and big boy panties and get out and do what we can do, whatever you can do, to see to it that the Biden administration remains. Now, I know that I met many of you. Hi, Selma. I met many of you when we were listening to readers, and incidentally, Johnny was kind enough to get me some cards because I left my cards in Atlanta, and so I'm going to be reading again. And I really want to thank Tia Wrestling Reeves for coming on. We had an absolute ball. It's always nice to connect with her. She's just such a lovely spirit, and we always have fun. Johnny, and I had a fun time talking about Vince McMahon Steen. We're calling them all Steens, baby, because all the cat daddies is being called out, girl. All the men's of power who abused women. All these women are being strengthened, and they are coming out, and they are sharing their experiences with these people, as they should. Of course, Vince McMahon The rest, he was head of the WWE, I think. He need to go back to his plastic surgeon and get some change, honey, because they got his ass looking like a Chinese. Like he looked like Charlie Chan or some damn body. He's unrecognizable. But we have the cases against. Well, we've already had criminal defendant Fulton County inmate number P01135809, sex abuser. The judge called it rape. Miss Cow says she knows his finger or his peen, but uh, it's been reported that you wouldn't know the difference because they both fucking small. Okay, so yeah, women are now coming out. They're filing lawsuits against these men. And when I read about Vince McMahon, I could not believe the depths of depravity that he had sunk to. It was crazy. So if you get an opportunity, go check out Wrestling Reed's channel. Hey, Johnny, go check out Wrestling Reed's the session we did with Johnny. It was a whole lot of fun. But baby, uh, Tia had been calling them Steen. We got Puffy Steen, based off Harvey Weinstein, child. And now we got Vince Steen. All the Steens, the women's, is coming out and they're telling on them and suing them for money, for and punitive damages, which we saw ate up criminal defendant Fulton County inmate number P01135809. He trying to act all cool and shit, and he had a moment of delusion when he a delirium or something when a reporter asked him about that 83.3 mil that he's got to push out for Eugene Carroll and punitive damages. He tried to talk about that case had been overturned in the appeals court. He doing some damn good dope, baby. They got Daddy is he's in a world all his own, honey. There has not been an appeal fool. But okay, and there was also a story about how Dr. Ronnie Jackson, the representative from Texas, Dr. Feelgood, was passing out pills and shit like candy. So it feels like everybody up in Homeboy's cabinet, baby, was flying high, baby, including Dr. Ronnie. Damn. Woo, Jesus. But we got a lot to go through. And I do, as I said, I do hope everyone is doing well, doing the best you can. I know that it's not easy. And I have learned through my experience after hearing about the transition of my sister that, it's all right not to be all right. You have to honor those feelings. You have to honor how you are feeling, and don't let anybody, don't, if you do your best not to stay in a depressed state. It does, because once you open that door, it is difficult to climb out. Johnny has said, and I listened to this and I hold on to this, that he has never had a bad day. And I want to say that any day we can wake up with the use of our limbs, we can see, even if you creaking and cranking and carrying on, any day that we can wake up and breathe the precious breath of life is a good day. It simplifies things, but that is how I always remember him saying that he's never had a bad day. So take it from Johnny, the prophet. He is more than a reader to me. Johnny's a prophet. I have gone back and revisited some of his readings, and I'm here to tell you, baby, when he tells you something, he pretty much takes it to the bank. Okay? So let's talk about, let's start off with the DOJ subpoena in Congress. Now, it's interesting that Cori Bush had to come out and defend herself, but see, what we forget is that it's subpoenaed Congress, not just a congresswoman. Okay, and I have and I'm sure that she's not going to be, that the ethics committee is not going to find anything wrong because she's done everything within the guidelines and hiring her husband, who is, served honorably in our armed forces and who is a specialist in this area to protect her. Now, there's a little cat named Neems, his name Ted Neems or something, from Texas, who referred to Cori Bush's husband as a thug. Uh-huh. You see, now the racism is palpable. Now I don't need any white person to tell me what racism feels like, what it looks like, what it speaks like, and how it acts. Being Black in America, we're exposed to it every day. And now we got the Klan Congress, baby, the MAGAs up in there, led by Mr. Ed Jr. herself. Keith Olbermann is calling her Bonnie Rubble. Thank you, Keith. Either way, she's up there flapping that fetid hole underneath her nose, wanting to have Ilhan Omar's citizenship revoked, lying about what the woman said. Every time they come out with something, it's a lie. It's just a lie. So she's trying to say that she should be kicked out of the country. No, bitch, you should be kicked out. Now, back to that subpoena of Congress. I'm here to say that I think that subpoena is ferreting out those who helped criminal defendant Fulton County inmate number P01135809, convicted sex abuser / rapist, as the judge called it. I have a feeling they are ferreting out those people. That Jack Smith, in his way of getting things done, has information that we don't know anything about, because there's a reason that the DOJ sent that subpoena to Congress. And I will be delighted to find out what he has. Hey, where are my cards? Maybe I'll ask the question. I would love to see hear about what he has, because it is coming. We're only in the second day of February, and this month, criminal defendant, we're going to call him CDFI, P01135809. He got his whole dance card is full, baby. Woo! And going forward, he will be spending much of his time up in the courtroom defending himself with an attorney who has cost him damn near $90 million. She says she'd rather be pretty because she can fake being dumb, but bitch, you ain't faking it. You is dumb, okay? You are not a good attorney. You have no trial experience. You don't know how to act in a courtroom. And you are a disgrace to the profession. You lost. And so now he says his team, they're getting together and they're looking for some other attorneys to help him in his appeal. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Now back to Neil. He called Cori Bush's husband a thug. Well, let's talk about his ass. Now, he was fired by the Richmond, Texas Police Department for several reasons, including destruction of evidence. Now, I think there was a charge of underage drinking or something that he knew something about, and he obstructed the investigation. And he had repeated violations, including destroying evidence and stuff. So I don't know who he's calling a thug, because he sounds like a thug, and he's got a little air. People sticking a mic in his stupid face, as the MAGAs do the bidding of the one who is now comparing himself to Jesus, Father God. Law. Woo! You ever seen when light, you've seen in movies where lightning strikes and something come down and all you see is smoke in somebody's shoes? Y'all gonna get enough of playing with the creator, okay? You're gonna get enough of that. He's not comparing himself because he feels like he just been nailed to the cross. Whew, I don't understand. And speaking of that, now there are people who are coming after Taylor Swift and the Swifties. You got all kinds of conspiracy theories rolling, even down to the NFL because she's doing it to Travis. What do you name? He's cute too. Shit, I'd do him. Travis Scott. No, that's a rap boy. Kelsey. There are conspiracy theories rolling around, and they're talking about how Taylor Swift is being idolized. But I seem to remember that at one of your far right wing meetings, there was a golden image of CDFIP01135809. Everybody was rubbing on it, touching on it, praying on it, and whatnot. I would call that a golden idol. I think your Bible speaks about golden idols. And how they were not pleasing to the Creator. So if she's being idolized, and then you all have idolized a man who is an absolute, in the words of our President Biden, a sick, you know what, F-U-C-K, because he is. He gets pleasure, as they all do, out of people's pain. Cruelty is what they want to wreak on the people while they pretend that they're up to doing something for the people. They're trying to kill not only the budget, but kill within the House of Representatives. They want to kill what the Senate, and what one of their most conservatives senators, James Lankford, has said is the best. Lindsey Graham says it. Then hey, I don't know. He's such a flip flopper. We don't know if Lady G mean what he say or not. But they're all saying that it's the best uh, immigration bill that they've had ever. And let's face it, that's been an ongoing problem. Nobody has been able to fix it. And I'm thinking that even with the current bill that they are looking at and in the Senate, I'm thinking that it may smooth things out or put a Band-Aid on something, but we have to look at the countries these people are fleeing and wonder why their own countries aren't doing something that makes it safer for them to stay where they live. We have to understand that everybody coming across the border is not seeking asylum. And with this new bill now, that there would be absolute, there would be investigations and stuff. So you can't just come across at checkpoints and say you're fleeing for asylum. We've all heard recently about the immigrants who was shipped to New York on buses. I don't know why Mayor Adams isn't suing Abbott and DeSantis for that, but that two immigrants, I think, had jumped a cop, or I don't know if he killed. I just kind of glossed over the story. Um, nobody wants criminals coming into the country. No, we got enough of our own, actually. Enough criminals right here on U.S. soil. We don't need no more coming over the border. But we are concerned about, it just makes no sense to me. It completely baffles me. But you know what? We shouldn't even try to understand them. We can just if they could all be thrown in stupid jail, that would be great. So Niels had a mic put in his face again today, and he's all puffed up. He's a crook. I mean, just a dirty cop. He knows he's a dirty cop, and he has the nerve to call somebody a thug. You goddamn thug. You more than your punk ass bitch, okay? Um, So I want to share a video that Dr. Richie put up. Speaking of the magas, I want to put up uh, a video that Dr. Rashad Richie uh, posted on his thing, because it seems that all magas ain't welcome to the movement. So let's put this up and let's have a little kiki. Let me share my screen. And we'll have a little tea. Okay. Here we go.
Reporters kicked out of a MAGA online chat. Let's take a look.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we're just introducing ourselves. The MAGA people got to stick together. It's one country, one flag. So that's
No. Don't talk about MAGA people, but
the
that
American
was a
people.
shibby
The
do.
American people. But
Hold on. Listen, Tropic, you are my co-speaker. You can say whatever you want, but don't you ever tell me like I am like I'm Chase, right?
okay.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true? Hashtag black and
Black Chicago for Trump.
Miss
That's
Trap.
what it says. Hashtag Black
Yeah.
Chicago for Trump.
So who's Tropic? Do you know Tropic?
Profit?
Yeah.
I'm new to this whole Twitter space.
What brought you into space?
I told you I saw my friend was in here and it showed up at the top of my
And
screen.
so who's your friend?
Miss Trevian.
Who's your
Miss
friend?
Trevian.
Okay. So Miss Tredian, what brought her in
You
here?
gotta ask her.
You?
Mr. Tropic sent me.
Here's what you need to know about Tropic.
Oh, we gonna
Hi,
skip.
I'm Donna. I'm a nurse practitioner
Bye,
here at
Donna.
Agency.
Hold on.
Tretinoin
We
is
ain't
the
trying to
gold
see you.
standard in anti-aging
Hold
treatment,
up.
as improves the appearance of fine
I
lines,
didn't mean for y'all to
wrinkles.
see no commercial.
Me a DM and said that he was going to be in
You
a
know,
space.
Mr. Tropic, I say next time, don't ever bring these people in here. I
Oh.
don't want to talk to them ever.
You don't have to talk to me.
Wow.
I have a
I
national
don't.
radio
Nope.
show. I don't
Nope.
have to be
I
in here
don't.
with you.
Nope.
I was just
Nope.
trying to
We,
make
we,
a
I
but,
told
but no.
you.
So
Listen, I'll
P-Ray,
follow
pay
Mr.
attention to
Tropic.
this.
I don't
Pay
listen.
attention
Hold
to
on.
this because this
Okay,
is so
listen.
unnecessary.
Let Mr.
And
Tropic.
he will
Next
actually
time.
regret this
Next time,
situation.
Oh,
let
yeah.
Mr.
Thank you
Tropic
for
do
having
stuff.
us. And
Listen,
goodbye.
slow it down,
Goodbye.
Miss
We don't
Sailor.
have to be here with
Slow
you.
it down,
Goodbye.
I have a
Sailor.
national radio
Yeah,
show. Enjoy
goodbye.
your room. Thank you,
Goodbye.
Profit, for following.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
All righty then. Check out Dr. Richie, Rashad Richie's show. It seems that all the MAGAs are not welcome in MAGA spaces. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Now, Miss Cootie has got to go before Judge Scott McAfee because at her last hearing, she said she didn't have no representation. And she tried to say that she did until the attorney that she said was going to represent her interrupted the whole thing and said, I'm going to cut to the chase. I can't do it because you ain't got no money. So the judge let her know, when you come back now, sis, I mean, you gonna you can get a public defender, or if you got somebody represent your ass, then fine. I wouldn't advise you to come here trying to be your own attorney and shit, but okay. When you come back, trial is moving forward, because she got up on her soapbox and talked a bunch of shit about Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman, whose lives were destroyed by Giuliani. Lives were destroyed by this man telling lies. All of them were telling lies about these two women. Their lives will never be the same. And I don't know that any amount of money will satisfy them. But you know what? I want them to squeeze the juice out of his walnuts. Get every penny you can. It may not heal the hurt that you and the aggravation, and it may not heal any of that. But you know what? He'll be drinking scotch with a skull and crossbones on it. He won't be getting that fabulous scotch that he's been drinking. He's hiding anyway. That boy hiding money. They're all hiding money, hoping that it won't be found. But I say to Miss Ruby Freeman and Shane Moss, get every goddamn penny you can get. Squeeze the juice out of his balls. Get it all. Now, we go to Nimarata, Nikki Haley. If there was ever a jellyfish, it would have Nimarata's name on it. She had a nerve to get on a station and say that division in this country started when President Obama was president. Bitch, stop. Just stop. President Obama didn't cause any division. The division existed. And for you to get up and say, first of all, you're denying your heritage. You're denying who you are. And you best believe that CDFI P01135809 is going to use racist tropes and whatever he can against your ass. You will be formally niggerized. For you to stand up and say that this is not a racist country. Again, I don't need anybody who's not black to tell me what racism looks like, feels like, talks like, speaks like, smells like. You can't talk to me about my experience if you have not lived it. And for everybody talking about, yeah, time to go around, they play the race card. Well, God damn it, it's the card you dealt by othering other folk. And we gonna play that bitch. We gonna play it. We're not stopping. We're not going to cease to call it out. So she wants to say President Obama is the reason for the division of the country. I just don't understand the thinking of her and Tim Scott, who's running around whining because his little feelings is hurt because somebody put up if you watched Fat Albert, there was a character on there that had big fucking teeth and a skull cap down over his head and stuff, and they put Tim Scott's picture next to it. He ran around saying that the liberals are the racists. Boy, buck breaking is real into 21st century. He and Ben Carson, who said, slavery wasn't a big deal. He was the one that had also reframed it by saying that we weren't invited here. So he had dressed up slavery to say something else, you know. I don't know. He might be a brilliant surgeon, but he might need to stay out the operating room smelling all them fumes and shit from the propofol or whatever it is, because Ben Carson always looks like his ass is half asleep and half here any goddamn way. I don't understand the thinking of the people that are black folks that are in the Republican Party right now. I don't understand that thinking. He got him a pretend girlfriend, though. He got him a beard. He got somebody down. He made a big old photo op of a child. He got down on one knee and proposed to Mindy child. We will see if he go through with this wedding. He knew he had to snatch him up a girl right quick. Because first of all, your ass is black and you're single and people is asking questions about your proclivities. When you go to one of those meetings, those CPAC type meetings, and the host asks you about your sexuality and you want to talk about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that says to me, people know your tea, boy. They know exactly who you are. You would never be president because you're black, and having a white woman as your woman is not going to save you. And let's see, What else? Oh yeah, you're black and you're single. Okay. And for you to stand up and humiliate yourself, talking about how you just love Trump. After he humiliated you, say, he's getting married. We never thought that would happen. They know your tea, son. And you can get a harem of white women's. And they're going to tell you a goddamn thing. I don't understand the thinking. I don't want to understand it. Y'all can go skipping off in the MAGA land, skipping off in your... just get the fuck on, you know. And yeah, as long as you out here whining and carrying on, we gonna keep on laughing and putting up we're we're gonna then put up John. Y'all just gonna skip along with that. And you Nimarata, you know, see, he's already fucking with you and where you're from. And girl, you got to go down to the state where you were once a governor. And you better hope and pray that you don't lose South Carolina, because you can stay in it if you want to. You got all that money behind you. You got the Coke blessing. The girl to lose in your own state, which you were governor, would be a shame. Plus, I want to ask you a question. If this wasn't a racist country, why did you take down a Confederate flag? Why did you take down that state flag? Why did you take down all those monuments? If racism wasn't a true and real thing, you're just a dumb bitch. On to the next thing. Charlemagne, the self-appointed anointed God. I don't know how he came up with that name. I don't know what makes him think he's a god, because he's an idiot. He, like so many other people, particularly my people, want to ask, what is Kamala Harris doing as VP? Why don't you do some research to find out? You didn't ask what Mike Pence's ass was doing. Y'all ain't never asked before what a VP was doing. Why you bagging on Kamala, on VP Harris? And she's doing a lot. She's working on criminal justice reform. She's working on securing women's rights to have license over their bodies. She's doing quite a bit. And perhaps you need to go and take your head out your ass and go somewhere and study about what a VP actually does. They're like ribbon cutters. Mike Pence stood back like a statue when CDFIP 01135809 was sitting in the chair with his shitty ass. Why am I talking like this? My goodness. I was wanting to come across as softer and gentler. But I think that sometimes you just have to say out loud what people won't say themselves. My thing ain't monetized no way and may never be, because I do not want to have to talk pretty all the time. I hope they got a new chair for President Biden to sit on, because, you know, doo-doo carries odor. And that chair had to be funkin' for Jamaica. And now another thing. Now, you know that when DeSantis was governor, he must have known he was going to lose, because he passed a bill that allowed him to come in and remain governor if he lost in the primaries. And he had previously wanted to forget about the lawsuit between him and Disney. But now a Florida judge, I guess in their appeals court, has dismissed the Disney case. Now, I know they're going to appeal that. I think there has to be some legal way they can get it back on track. But it's easy, because He has seeded, he's just like Trump. He's, oops, a name that shall never be mentioned. He's like CDPI or FI, P01135809. You seeded the court with all of your friends. You put judges that you knew would rule in your favor on the bench. So it doesn't surprise me that the case is dismissed. It must be damn hard to be happy in Florida. So he's back, and he's back with a freaking vengeance. Because you know he's angry. You know he's angry. So I'm going to pray for the people in Florida, because I feel like he gonna go and wreak havoc more. Yeah, Jaconda, I did say I wanted to be softer and gently, because I do have that side of me. I do have a softer, gentler side that doesn't cuss like a sailor and is kind and gentle, because that's who I am. But sometimes, though, you just have to go in. Other news. Let's see. Tara Reid. Y'all remember Tara Reid? The Biden accuser who's now living in Moscow because she don't feel safe. Well, she's filed some a lawsuit against the FBI. I don't know why. I read the story, but it baffled me just what she's suing the FBI for. She feels like they didn't take her claims of what do you call it? Abuse or whatever, that they don't take her claims seriously. But you in Moscow. You're nothing more than a plant. Who cares? Shit. You are in Moscow. Hey, Adrian. I did say I picked earlier in the video. I did tell people to go over to watch the video that you recently posted that gave the telephone numbers and contact information for help if you need it, because it is fucking stressful. It's stressful times. And I know that, and I know I read a comment in Adrian's comment section of a person who said that they were afraid. Better help. There are places you can go and speak to people. You're not alone. We are all in this. And we all have our moments. I had a moment this morning where I was just feeling kind of frustrated and hopeless, because it feels like sometimes you get to a certain point and things are rolling, and then they come to a halt. So honor your feelings, honor them, but please do your best not to stay there, and don't focus on fear. What do they fear? Is false evidence appearing real? We have a say in what is going to happen in these elections in this country going forward. We can do something about it. We have to be proactive. And I am going on When We Vote, because if we have the site is called When We Vote, started by the gentleman on Pod Save America. I love Pod Save America, John Favreau, and his cohorts. They were all once part of Obama's administration. There's some clever young men. You can get a chuckle out of shit that ain't funny by watching them, but they're very bright, very astute. And they have a organization called When We Vote. We can make phone calls. We can encourage people. We can talk to folks that aren't registered and help them get registered, and not in an argumentative or judgmental way. We're going to have to Like, yeah, pull on that kind of gentler side. As frustrating as it may be sometimes. And try to turn people's minds around. Talk about the good stuff that have happened in this administration. And vote from your local level all the way up to the federal elections. Because what happens in your city, your state, your county, all of that affects who's going to come up the food chain to become a U.S. representative like Mr. Ed Jr., whose ass should never have been voted in. But where she is in North Fulton County, those little podunk towns, and they don't care. Oh, she tells it like it is. If she and CD FI P01135809 are talking, they are lying. If they are breathing, they are lying. They're all lying. Now down to Fonnie Bobani. Well, she came out and admitted that, she and Nathan Wade may have struck up a little friendship. Okay. Don't look good, Fonnie. But hell, you grown. He's grown. He's divorced. He settled his case with his wife. But you do have to go before Scott McAfee, I think on the 15th. And plead your cause why you or a special prosecutor Wade should not be taken off this case. All of this shit is being done to have her discredited and removed from the case. We got the Georgia House of Representatives and the Georgia Senate, and that bleary-eyed governor of ours, they have put something in place where they put a rule in place where they're thinking that they can just remove DAs who are duly elected by the people if they don't like what they're doing. Fonnie Willis is a black woman who had the nerve to come after their orange Jesus. General James is a black woman that had the nerve to come after Homeboy. Alvin Bragg is a black man who had the nerve to come after him. This is all about them wanting to keep that clown in office. Some of it is to cover their own asses. Because Roman filed it, convinced Nathan Wade's ex-wife, who hadn't been, not even living in the state, convinced her to get their divorce records unsealed when she said that she didn't want that to happen because she wanted to protect the children. Now children know that she's an adulteress and that she slept with her then husband's best friend. And she's talking about money. The Cobb County judge said, you haven't even deposed Mr. Wade. What you up in here talking about? What? And in all the documents that were unsealed, Fonnie's name was not mentioned. She also, in her filing papers, called out others that are on Chesborough's team, that are counsel on the defendant's side, who are also having personal relationships. But it's only a problem between she and Nathan Wade. And granted, I really wish she had kind of thought that shit through, but it has nothing to do that case will not be it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. It's going to go forward. It's going to go forward, and y'all's asses are going to do some damn time, because too many people within the Fulton County RICO case have actually pled out. They've made a deal, and they've ratted out all y'all's asses. Okay, that's not going away. Chesborough right now is on his tour talking to other attorneys general in other states. My God. And of course, you know, Mr. Ed Jr., aka Barney Rubble, aka Trader Green. Oh, she's stomping around hard. Oh, she's stomping around hard. She's all puffed up and all in it. Girl, the DOJ has subpoenaed Congress, boo. And I remember on a reading that Adrian and I did some time ago that indicated that you are in some deep doo-doo, sis. And now that we know that Jack Smith got the burner phone info, he got the Twitter info, he got all of that. And probably, and I would bet much, much more that we don't know a damn thing about, baby. Jim Jordan has subpoenaed her to come before Congress. I hope she can school him again. So, you know, he claims a whistleblower came forward and said she had misused federal funds. That's like, you know how all of the whistleblowers have ended up being criminals themselves. So I don't give any kind of, I doubt that this whistleblower is any better. Another criminal, another angry person, another somebody just want to stir up some shit. I hope that if she should answer that subpoena and testify, that she insists that it be public, so that they can look like the fucking clowns that they are. I'll be so happy to get through this election cycle. And I am thinking and positively thinking that we will take the House and we will take the Senate and we will keep the White House. I am focusing on that every day. And I'll do whatever I can, make phone calls. I don't know about no door knocking. I don't know about that shit there, because, you know, you can turn up in the wrong person's freaking driveway and get killed. So I will make phone calls. I will. In Black church, we talk about elections and voting, because we know that every T that is crossed and every I that is dotted, that everything affects us. So despite what people may think, we as Black people are the most informed voters, because we have to be. Cornell Belcher, a Democrat operative, has said, because now they're focusing on Black men who seem to have an enchantment for this strong man thing. You know, whose only symbols of manhood have been white supremacy and white patriarchy. So they have this infatuation with that whole mob thing, that appearance of being tough. You know, I don't understand it. But he said if 10% of Black men stay home and don't come out and vote on the Democratic ticket, that it could possibly be over. So I'm talking to some brothers, and on MSNBC on Sunday night, we have Clarence, is his name Clarence Jones Jr., the handsome man with the white beard, the brother with the immaculate white beard, the prosecutor and professor, and Tremaine. What's Tremaine's last name? See, I didn't write that down because I went off script. Okay, they're having a discussion where they've gone around the country speaking to Black men in barbershops and stuff. So it's going to be a good show. Check that out on MSNBC. I think it's Sunday night. If it's not this Sunday, it's next Sunday at 9 p.m., which is quite wonderful, because, you know, Black men aren't always given that kind of platform. And I'm happy that MSNBC has given that Rashida Jones has given them the go-ahead to have this show that I pray and hope will become a regular thing, where they can speak with Black men and find out what their thoughts are. Encourage them to say, no, this isn't a perfect administration. Biden is not perfect. He did some fucked up shit years back. but he's grown. He's called out the bad law that he's done. He's look, ain't nobody perfect. And we've all have a past. Everybody got a past where they've made. Charles Coleman, yes. Hey, Clarence Fields. Yeah, so yeah, Jaconda, and when Fonnie is found innocent, I'm gonna be front and center as well, because there's nothing there. They are defending an adulterer, a serial adulterer, a man who has been he's been charged with being a rapist, and y'all are defending him. You want to talk about two grown people who may have worked together for a long, long time. I mean, shit happens. You work with somebody for a long, 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 long time, y'all, you might, shoot. In the law firms that I've worked in, baby, lawyers are having affairs all over the place. Not just with other lawyers either. They're having affairs that when they leave the office, that what they do on their own time and their own grown folks' time is their business. I don't care if she is or is not. The man is no longer married. And his wife is a dirty cow for doing this. And she may find herself in a whole bunch of trouble. She may find herself becoming part of this whole RICO case thing because of her teaming up with Mark Roman and his crew. And I've liked what Scott McAfee has done in the hearings thus far. He seems to be measured. He knows Fonnie because they worked in the public defender's office, I do believe. She wasn't DA, and he was beneath her in that situation. She may have had some seniority or something, but he knows her. And I know he has to respect her and her work. And again, while it may not look good, it's not going to impact their case in any way. She meticulously, let me put this gum down. She meticulously put a case together. She wouldn't bring RICO charges if she wasn't sure that she could win this case. But now we've got the water has become muddy. Whew. Now on to we talked about Tim Scott, but now let's go on to some crazy ass news. A while back, I saw a clip where a black woman cooked and ate a mouse and then started to develop some shit around her neck. Now I gotta say, sis looked like she hadn't missed no meals. Okay, she looked like she eats real good. But I'm wondering why she would want to eat a mouse. Now I haven't checked back on sis to see if she went to the hospital to find out what the shit is growing around her neck. But I hope she's okay. And I hope this is a lesson learned. But girl, did you deep fry him? Did you saute him? Did you throw some gravy on top of him and eat him with some rice? Damn. Whew. Mental health is a big thing. It's an issue all over the world. But in this country, we have seen more cases of people who are unhinged since we came through COVID. We have seen some crazy, crazy shit happen. This next story is about the craziest I've heard, and it's about the man who beheaded his father and showed it on social media because of differing political beliefs. He is, guess what team he's on? I'll wait. And when you see his mugshot, he looks like he's just fucking happy about the whole damn thing. Like, yeah, I did it. I hope that in these coming years that we address mental health issues and address them seriously. I do. Because we have had far too many unhinged MAGA people, unhinged white supremacists, unhinged uh, 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 evangelists going on telling their church it's time for civil war, that they got a word from God, that it's time for us to take up arms and fight. Now, I don't know what God they're serving, but they are in the pulpit encouraging the laity to take up arms and be ready to fight. Yeah, that part, Adrian. We have to be careful what we say and how we say as readers and just people. But he can decapitate, his whole and they don't say nothing. I don't even know if I'm certain by now that they have taken down the video. But who does it was on Instagram or wherever, YouTube somewhere. That man, I mean, ooh. It seems that since that demon, criminal defendant, Fulton County inmate P01135809, put his foot on the neck of America, that we have seen more violence, division, and insanity than we have ever seen before. Or maybe we're just paying more attention during this season. I don't know. But it seems to me that we have the escalation of violence, the escalation of killing. Dylan Roof going into a church where people welcomed him and prayed with him, only for him to shoot everyone except one person because he wanted a witness to say that he'd been there. The Buffalo shooter who cased out the Walmart, was friendly with people, talking to people there, who goes in and kills a bunch of people. He's now facing the death penalty. And he should. Ruth should. That may sound unkind, but you don't get a chance to go in and kill a bunch of people like you did in Sandy Hook, like you did up in Newtown, Connecticut, and killing of children, Uvalde. I don't know what methods they're using, but hey, when people do that, I think they should. But then again, they'll be able to live their lives. They'll live on. They'll appeal. They can file appeal after appeal after appeal. They'll live their lives, getting 3 squares, clean clothes, for those heinous crimes. I don't know. What say you all? Somebody talk to me. What say you? Have you noticed it? And it's impacted us all. It's impacted us all. I never used to think about going to the market. Now you have to have your head on a swivel when you go grocery shopping. Where you go grocery shopping. Adrian, I didn't know you had no Patreon, girl. I need to join it then. I didn't know you had that. Y'all go and support Adrian's Patreon channel. Is it under Red Lentil Healing Patreon? I'm gonna go and join. Yeah. And many of us have been. I mean, I know that it was a very strange time. It was a very difficult time. And especially for people who thought, okay, this is cool for a couple of weeks because I'm on vacation now. And I can be with my wife and my children for a couple of weeks. But then after that, you start hating on the wife, hating on the kids, wanting to hurt the children, divorces, alcoholism, all of that, all of those kinds of things went up. Yes, we're going to support. I'm absolutely going to join your Patreon. I didn't know you had one. Yeah, we're up against some scary shit. Really, we are up against it. But again, I say we can do something about it. We can do something about it. And that means we have to do our part. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. And I don't know about you, but people, I was listening to a podcast and they were saying, that phrases like vote blue no matter who. I'm voting blue. We cannot give up hope. We have to focus on that which we desire to see, not what we don't want to happen. Because what you focus on is what will surely manifest. And we want to manifest a thriving country. We want to manifest our freedoms. We want to continue. We don't want a dictator. We damn sure don't want a crazy motherfucker like homeboy. Yeah. We don't want him to be able to. The only thing he need to run to is to the bathroom. I know this man. And for everybody who is trying to say that he's not the same person he was in 2016. Oh, yes, he is. He's always been that person. And to all the black rappers, Snoop Dogg, I'm done with your ass. Because it was only a little while ago that you didn't have anything kind to say about this man. But he did you a favor, so now you don't have nothing but love for him. I don't know. Is Martha putting something in your food? Lil Wayne. Now, word has it, a source has told me that when Giuliani and CDFI P01135809 were selling pardons, and that there was some folks who paid that $2 million to get those pardons. So I'm not listening to Meek Mill, who hasn't voted in 25. I'm not listening. I don't listen to rappers to get any kind of political point of view. But 50 Cent, all of these black rappers are standing in support of this man. And again, I wonder, what is the enchantment? What is the enchantment with someone who only appears to be a strong man? This mob type mentality, the mob speak. It makes no sense to me. So I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Um, yeah, this is going to be a very busy month. If you need to take a break from social media, do so. Go outside. Enjoy the beauty of the days. Now I know some of y'all got some pretty bad weather, so outside is not not friendly. But get out and just center yourself, ground yourself. Listen to a sound bath. If you pray, listen to some prayers. If you meditate. It says in the King James Version, I think it might be in Philippians or Ephesians, that we should think on thoughts that are beautiful and wonderful and bring us joy. Think on those things. Hug your children. Some of them might be not wanting you to do it, but love on your children, love on your loved ones. Do something that makes you feel good, something that makes you smile. Watch a comedy, whatever. But do whatever you must do to keep yourself centered, to keep yourself calm, to keep yourself hopeful. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's Hebrews 11, verse 1. There's always hope. So, yes, on Adrian's video, she gave us a sound bath, and she does beautiful sound bath. I love her bowls. She does things to keep us calm. However, we have to do things for ourselves. We don't. The power to make sure that this country remains a democracy is within us. The power is within us, and it is with us. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up, because I am not. So thank you all for coming. This is a Friday night. I know that you could be anywhere, out in the streets, getting your drink on or your swerve on. You could be doing anything, but you came over to spend some time with me. I will be coming back once a week. Again, I'm familiarizing myself with my cards, because I want to be able to read on some things. Yeah, so like, share, subscribe, donate, whatever. But most importantly, I appreciate your support. I really, really do. I appreciate Jaconda, who's been a ride or die, J-Lo, Selma, Johnny, Adrian, all of you that took the time out to come on to spend, and Clarence. I haven't seen you for a long time, Clarence. Thank you all for coming over here, and enjoy the remainder of your evening, okay? And I'll see you next week. I sure will. All righty. Mwah. Well, you know what I'm going to do before I end this stream? I'm going to rock us out with Streets of Punjab, because I love that tune. Let's see here, but I'm going to spare you the advertisement, okay? So just let me mute Let's rock out. I'll see y'all next week. And thank you, J-Lo, for reminding people to thumbs up. Bye-bye.